Hello, this is Ariana Antonio for APD1 1405, and this is my Milestone 1 review for my project. So I went ahead and continued working on, or I guess sort of began working on a galactic forecast. And as you can see down here, I have my icon thumbnail. And I will go ahead and show it off really quick. Got the reflector going on my phone. And we can see my launch image and it loading, pulling up the API, and there we go. So this is my current weather information. As you can see, where it's got Los Angeles, it has an icon representing the current weather, the temperature, the condition, what it actually feels like versus the temperature, the humidity, and the wind. And then this is the 5-day forecast, and it pulls up the next 5 days and puts in, the name of the day, a small icon representing the weather for that day, as well as a description. So this is pretty much what I was looking for this week. The only thing that didn't really go as planned, the API that I was going to use was pulling in inaccurate information. The weather, the degrees was usually about 10 degrees off when I compared it to other weather resources and apps, as well as the wind and humidity were generally way different from everyone else's. So just, for accuracy's sake, I decided to go with a different app, or an API, sorry. And so it originally had high and low temps in here and high and low temps for the forecast, but the API I ended up going with doesn't have high and low. So I replaced that up here with feels like, and then they provided, instead of high and low, or even just regular forecast temperatures, descriptions for the upcoming forecast. So I like those because they're nice and detailed. They obviously take up quite a bit more room. On the reflector, they look really small. They're still pretty legible on the phone, but they are about as small as you would want to get for someone to be able to read them. And some of the descriptions actually take up 3 lines, so that I had to have all this gap. So it's not very pretty. And the last week for final touches, I'm definitely going to see if I can work with this some more to make it look a bit better. I'm not entirely happy with the look, but I do like having the detailed description. So, and then the NASA API that I was working with, I couldn't get it to actually return like links to images. It was mostly a lot of data, as opposed to image data and JPEGs and stuff like that. So I ended up finding a place called Astrobin, and it's for I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, astrographers, but it's for people who take photography pictures, that's redundant, but who take pictures of space in the sky themselves with their own high-powered telescopes and stuff like that, and they upload them to Astrobin, and then each day they choose a photo of the day that's, the best or their favorite or whatever. So it's pulling in from that API, the background image is whatever photo was selected for that day. So rather than a new random image every time you open the app, each day it's going to be a new image. So this one will be here, most of the day today. The website, I believe, is in the UK. So sometime probably this evening when their day ends, it will change to a new one. And they're all really, really pretty pictures. So I'm still, perfectly pleased with having these gorgeous space images in the background. So yeah, so that's the app. Again, the 2 APIs, which are the bulk of my app, didn't work out, but I was able to find alternatives, which I'm still pleased with. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my app this week. I have a lot to do next week in terms of being able to add new locations with this, and create, you're gonna be able to swipe to the right and there'll be another view that looks exactly like this, but it'll be a new saved city, as well as implementing search functions. Neither of those things are things I've worked with, so it'll definitely be a challenge next week, and I'm looking forward to getting started on that. I've already started working on some features for next week. Oh, there is actually one of my features for this week that I can go ahead and show you that I did also implement. I just went ahead and made sure to check for location services being turned on for this app. So we can go to Galactic Forecast and turn off location services. And then let me stop this and run it again. And then when we try to run it this time without location services, it goes ahead and gives us a pop-up to go ahead and go back to settings and turn it on. And as you can see in the background, it still manages to pull up the weather API because, or sorry, the space image API because it doesn't need location services for that. And then there's some default text just so that it's not ugly. It's not just blank or gibberish or whatever. So yeah, so that's working too. And that was my other main thing to implement this week is just error checking. So yeah, that's it. I will see you next week. Thanks.